Okay, so in this worked example, we want to work out what is the bending moment in this structure at a point 5 meters to the right of point A. Point A is the left support. And we're going to do that, first of all, by considering equilibrium of the substructure to the left of that point. Okay. Then the second question is to confirm the answer from question 1 by considering equilibrium of the substructure to the right of the point. Okay, so in any question, any structural analysis question, it's always a good idea if you can confirm that you're right or try and confirm your answer by double checking, by carrying out a different analysis. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to check the substructure to the left, and then we're going to check the substructure to the right. And if the same bending moment is achieved in both analyses, we're pretty confident that we've got the right answer. Okay, just a quick reminder, make sure that you try the solutions yourself first. Don't just watch the video. Remember, that's where the value is, in you attempting it first and then seeing the solution work through. So, let's get stuck in. Let me see. So the first thing that we want to do is, well, the very first thing is to say that question looks a little bit familiar. We'll have seen that particular structure in the last section. So we already know what the reactions for this structure are. So we can say that from worked example 2, from worked example number 2, we already know that the vertical reaction at A, VA, is 4.14 kilonewtons, and VB is equal to 12.86 kilonewtons. Okay, so that's the first bit done. So now we want to consider the substructure to the left of the cut. So 5 meters in from point A is halfway between here and here. So we've got a cut that we're going to need to make in the structure there. So let's make that cut and draw a Freebody diagram of the substructure. So we'll sketch it out. So we've got a reaction VA of 4.14 kilonewtons. We have a moment applied to the structure 2.5 meters in. So that is an anti-clockwise moment of 15 kilonewton meters. So let's just put some dimensions on here. So we've got that is in 2.5 meters, and then another 2.5 meters is where we've made our cut. Okay, so our cut is in there, and again that is 2.5 meters. And so we've done a cut. Okay, so that reveals the internal bending moment, and I'm just going to draw the bending moment in its positive direction according to a deformation sign convention. So that bending moment, which we will call M, will induce compression on the top and tension on the bottom, and so it's a positive bending moment. Okay, so now all we have to do is consider equilibrium of the substructure. So I'm going to take the sum of the moments about the cut, the sum of the moments about the cut. So I know, because it's not spinning off into space, that the sum of the moments about the cut, subscript cut, equals 0, and I'm going to assume, according to a static sign convention, that clockwise moments are positive. Okay, so if this talk about static versus deformation sign conventions is confusing you at all, make sure go back and have a look at our lecture on sign conventions. So, taking some of the moments, well, we have the moment M, according to a static sign convention, is negative because it's anti-clockwise. We're going to add to that the moment effect of our reaction, which is 4.14 times its lever arm, which is 5 meters, minus 15 kilonewton meters. And that all has to equal 0. So the only unknown is M, so we can solve for M being equal to 5.7 kilonewton meters, and it's anti-clockwise in the direction shown. Anti-clockwise. Okay, so now we've got, therefore, it is a positive moment. It is a positive moment according to our deformation sign convention. So now we want to consider the substructure to the right, and if we get the same answer for the internal bending moment, we'll know, or we'll be quite confident that we've got the right answer. Okay, so let me see, we're just going to say substructure to the right of the cut. So again, let's sketch out our structure. So what do we have? Well, we've got our cut shown here. Then 2.5 meters in from that, again, we're only sketching here. We don't need to be drawing things to scale, and we certainly don't need to be taking out rulers to draw these little sketch diagrams. That's sometimes what I see students doing is when they're drawing out these sketches, these line diagrams, they're taking out rulers and they're measuring things out. There's absolutely no need to do that. That's just burning up time. So just draw a sketch, throw the numbers on, throw the dimensions on, and that should be enough information for you to start processing the question. So we've got a 7 kilonewton point load on the very far end. That's directly over the reaction, which we found to be 12.86 kilonewtons in a previous example. We have got our internal bending moment that is revealed, and I'll by default draw it in its positive direction as per the deformation sign convention. Let's put on some dimensions here. Let's go something like this. Okay, let's bring them on. Oops, back up here. So we have 2.5 meters, 5 meters, and 2 meters. Again, it's obviously woefully out of scale, but that doesn't really matter. Now, taking the sum of the moments about the cut again, the sum of the moments about the cut have to equal 0. Static sign convention assumes clockwise moments are positive, so let's take the sum of the moments. So we've got m plus the moment effect of my distributed load, which is, I didn't write it, 2 kilonewtons per meter. So let's think about that. That is 2 kilonewtons, and it acts over 5 meters. The resultant acts halfway along that 5 meters, so therefore the overall lever arm is going to be about the point of rotation 5 meters. Plus the moment effect of the 7 kilonewton point load, that's going to be 7 by a lever arm of 9.5. And then the negative moment effect of the support reaction, which is going to be 12.86 times 9.5. That all has to equal 0. And when we solve for m, we get m equal to 5.67, which is approximately equal to 5.7, and the differences here are simply going to be down to rounding errors. So we've got essentially agreement between both substructures, and let's just confirm that that is tension on the bottom. Tension on the bottom, compression on the top. So again, it's a positive bending moment. So let's just zoom in and have a little look at what's happening at that particular junction, at that cut. When we cut the structure, we got a substructure to the left. And let's draw some rake lines in here to show that the beam continues off to the left, but we're not bothering to draw it. And then on the right hand side of the cut, we have another substructure. Let's try and be a bit neater than that. We have another substructure. And again, let's put some break lines in there. Okay, so what we found is that on the left hand side of the cut, we had a bending moment causing compression on the top, tension on the bottom of 5.7, and as expected, we have the moment on the far side, which is essentially the same internal bending moment. It's just acting on the right hand side of the cut. Over here we've got 5.7. Again, it's causing compression on the top, which is exactly as we would expect. So that more or less wraps up that question.